Right Worshipful Sirs, congratulations on your appointment and thank you for your devotion and service to the fraternity. Having been appointed Grand Chaplains of the Grand Jurisdictions, you are now invested with the jewels of your office. Right, Worshipful Sirs, in the discharge of your duties, you will be required to lead the devotional exercises of our grand communications and to perform the sacred functions of your holy calling at our public ceremonies. We are sure that in ministering at the Masonic altar, the services you may perform will lose nothing of their vital importance and influence because they are practices in that spirit of universal tolerance which distinguishes our institution. The doctrines of morality and virtue which you are accustomed to impart to the world will form the appropriate lessons you are expected to communicate to your brethren in the lodge. The profession which you have chosen for your lot in life is the best guarantee that you will discharge the duties of your present appointment with steadfastness and perseverance in well-doing. The Holy Bible, that great light in masonry, Right Worshipful Sirs, we trust to your care. Right, Worshipful Sirs, it's again my great privilege to congratulate you on your appointment and thank you for your devotion to the fraternity. Having been appointed Grand Orators of this grand jurisdiction for the ensuing year, you are now invested with the jewels of your office. It may seem strange that in a fraternity which prides itself on its history and on its oratorical abilities that the orators might be the last to be installed in a public installation, but let that in no way be seen as an indication that your offices are less important. In fact, how you present yourselves in this fraternity to the public is one of the most important trusts that our fraternity has. Your devotion to make sure that our history is remembered, that it is accurately displayed, and that when you are out in public and speaking about our fraternity, you talk about it in such a way and received in such a way to bring pride to yourself and to our fraternity. We're grateful for your continued devotion to our fraternity and congratulate you on your elevation. Congratulations. Most Worshipful Sir, installing Grand Marshal, would you please proclaim the installation of the officers of the Grand Lodge of Ancient, Free, and Accepted Masons of the state of Missouri?
By the authority invested in me, I proclaim the officers of the Grand Lodge of Ancient, Free, and Accepted Masons of the state of Missouri duly installed for the ensuing year.
Thank you. Oh, yes. Would you please lead us in the grand honors?
Brethren, the grand honor.
Thank you. Most worshipful sir, would you please rise? Most worshipful sir, I will tell you that this is an opportunity I have long sought.
Oh boy.
I have known you for many years, and I tell you it was one of the decisions I made as Grand Master of this jurisdiction in which I take the most pride, that I was able to find someone with your ability, your inclination, and your energy to lead this craft. We have waited a long time, it seems to me, although sometimes it seems like it went by like that. But it is a great privilege, to have the honor to preside over your installation today and to tell you and be the first to tell you, congratulations. Thank you. You are not properly dressed on. We have your Grand Master's apron, which will look much better than the one that you're wearing. And on behalf of the fraternity, we'd like to take this one off. See that you are properly attired. There you go. Hold on. Is that too tight?
No. Perfect.
He looks better, don't you think? And of course, being the Grand Master, will be a Grand Master without his tile. Congratulations.
Thank you,
it's a great privilege to present it to you.
The privilege is all mine to have such wonderful and illustrious brothers to help with our installation. Obviously, you know, John, Most Worshipful Brother Nations, is the person who appointed me to this line, but the people who just... Okay, I have 2 seconds, hon, sweet. The brethren who were in these chairs that greeted these officers are the Grand Masters who appointed them to their positions. So they were greeting them into those positions as they ascended to those chairs.
He told me to interrupt you.
Of course he would. Thank you, Brother Secretary.
Anyway, Most Worshipful Grand Master John Blake Royals, may I approach the east?
You most certainly may. Brother Junior Deacon, will you escort her to the east?
Got a little something for you.
Speaking to the mics.
Okay. It's my privilege to pin the Grand Master's jewel on my husband. I gotta put my glasses on to see what I'm doing.
Don't stab me.
I will. Well, there we go. There you go.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Grand Master, may I approach the...
You may.
Here's your hat.
These are my 3 daughters and my 3 grandchildren. You may think I'm not able to count correctly since you only see 2, but there is a 3rd one coming to join us in November.
And I have your pen. Right here, okay? You look fancy. You look very handsome. Congratulations. Welcome.
Just back up.
Most worshipful Grand Master, may I approach these?
You may.
It has been my privilege to wear this beautiful pin all this year to represent the great state of Missouri, and so it is my privilege to pass it on to Lady Anna. And it's my pleasure to pin the past First Lady pin. Yes. On Friday. I think I left it open. Thank you. No problem. Because it's all about you. I think I did this last year, shaking. I screamed now. Thank you. Have a great year. All right.
Go out this way.
Go out that way.
Most worshipful Grand Master, may I proceed?
Most worshipful Brother Harrington, Grand Master of Alaska, you may approach the east.
Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you, buddy.
I'm going to say a few words. For those of you out there in the audience that doesn't know, I am the Grand Master for the state of Alaska, but this is my Grand Master. I belong to Plato Lodge number 469. That's where I was raised to a Master Mason in 1984. So I have strong ties to the great state of Missouri, the Show Me State. My daughter was born here. So how many Grand Masters can say they have their own Grand Master? I'm pretty lucky, am I not? So, Grand Master, on behalf of the Grand Lodge of the state of Alaska and all the Masons in Alaska, we want to congratulate you on your year as Grand Master and all the elected officers. Now, everybody that knows me knows I give advice. So the first advice I want to give is to the Deputy Grand Master. When I was elected Deputy Grand Master, I told my senior Grand Warden to watch how well I took care of my Grand Master. And then I told him to do a better job. His report card is still out.
Good advice.
I still got 3.5 months to go. Remember that, Dave. Sitting with my wife. To the Grand Master,
Thank you.
the only advice I can give you, sir, is without all these gentlemen and all these ladies out here, you and I would cease to exist. Listen to them, talk to them, and cherish them because they are what Masonry is all about.
Indeed.
So on behalf of Grand Lodge of Alaska, I made this myself. Here's a little gift for you. Hope you enjoy it.
Thank you. Oh, sure. Come on over here. You better be good. Cedar? It's a cedar box with my name and the square and compasses engraved on it.
Most worshipful Grand Master, may the brethren of Adair Lodge number 366 approach the east.
I would be humbled if my brethren from my home lodge would approach the east.
Get us all in here.
Oh yeah, we'll get you all in here.
I could have helped your kids with the presentation. There you go.
If you're going to talk, why don't you step up and have everybody else?
I'm just going to do it to you.
Well, no, you're going to do it to everybody.
I'm going to do it today.
No, okay. We ask him about having him make him talk.
Want me to jump?
What's the backdrop?
Yes, don't walk off the back.
That's true. Most worshipful, as master of the lodge, I have the pleasure to present to you a ceremonial gavel marking your ascension as the Grand Master of the state of Missouri.
Thank you very much.
I remember one.
Congratulations, John. You're going to do a great job.
Sneak off the back this way. That's a nice place where lunch is.
Thank you, brethren. Thank you very much. This is the common gavel, not a ceremonial gavel as this. This is the gavel that operative masons use that we're taught to break the corners of rough stones off with. And I've always cherished this type of gavel more than just a ceremonial, because this is the one we work with.
Worshipful Grand Master, may we approach the east?
You may.
Of course, we're just a few of the brethren from your other lodge.
I'm a man of two cities. I was raised Masonic in life and Masonically in Kirksville, Missouri. Job fortunes took me later in life to St. Louis, and as life passed, I ended up back in Kirksville. But I learned one view of Masonry in Kirksville and another in St. Louis, and I was honored to be among these and many other brethren who were members of what was then Rose Hill Lodge and now Polar Star Rose Hill Lodge.
That's all right.
Let's see Nick.
It's right behind you.
Oh, there he goes. Okay. Most worshipful Grand Master, in order to complete your attire, we present you this case to carry your paraphernalia in.
Thank you. There's a plaque inside to Most Worshipful Brother John Broyles from your friends at Polar Star Rose Hill Lodge.
Congratulations.
Excited. Very.
Thanks for raising me.
My pleasure.
No, it goes down.
Thank you.
I think that's it, John.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Have one of the things
Oh, that's right. We were going to conclude presentations, but there is one more presentation. Most Worshipful Brother Dave Ramsey, will you please approach the east? Yesterday, when I gave the report of the Home Board president, at the end, we were recognizing those members who were completing their terms of service on the Masonic Home Board. 2 of them were elected from the membership, but the one that was leaving us from being an officer by virtue of his office as a Grand Lodge was one of the more important ones that I wanted to recognize. Most Worshipful Brother Ramsey served an elected term on the Home Board as well as his term due to his office on the Grand Lodge line for a total of 9 years serving the Masonic Home. And as I said at the meeting that we had on Saturday before Grand Lodge, one of the things I'll remember most about him is his care for the fraternity, but also importantly, for the work of the Masonic Home. His care and love for the fraternity induces him to care about our brethren and the care and what we need to do to help those that are in need. His leadership of this fraternity as Grand Master has been impeccable. He's been a brother and a friend to all of us. We've traveled many miles, attended many suppers, green beans, oysters. We've had a lot of fun together, but we've also furthered the causes and love of this fraternity with hopefully everyone we've touched. And he's the one that showed us the way to do that. So, Most Worshipful, in recognition of outstanding service to the fraternity, Most Worshipful Brother David L. Ramsey has exemplified the principles of Freemasonry in his dedication to the Grand Lodge AF&AM of the state of Missouri by fulfilling the duties of the office of Grand Master 2012-2013. In testimony thereof, I have hereunto subscribed and affixed the seal of the Grand Lodge of Missouri on this 24th day of September 2013, signed Grand Master John B. Broyles, attest Ronald D. Miller, Grand Secretary. Most Worshipful, congratulations on such a wonderful year this year. I am pleased and honored to have been a part of it and to have been your deputy.
I am confident the craft is in good hands. That's all I'll say. Thank you.
Well, our Grand Secretary pushed the button a little quickly on the presentations. I was hoping to fit something else in, but we'll do it now. As I've told my officers when we were lined up in the anteroom, and when we had a meeting with our District Deputy Grand Masters and District Deputy Grand Lecturers earlier in the year, I told them this would be a team and that they were a very, very important part of that team. And as such, I want to integrate them as part of this installation ceremony by administering an oath to them, just as we received our oaths and obligations. So at this time, I would ask the District Deputy Grand Masters to please rise. Place your right hand over your heart and listen. It is your duty to perform the duties of your position as defined by the bylaws, to perform the duties as outlined by the Grand Master for the time being, and to work diligently to assist in the success of the lodges in your district. Do you assent to these charges? Congratulations, brethren. You are installed into your offices. Will the District Deputy Grand Lecturers and Regional Grand Lecturers please rise? Place your right hand over your heart and listen. It is your duty to perform the duties of your position as defined by the bylaws, to teach the ritual of our order as prescribed by the Grand Lecturer, and work diligently to cause the performance of the ritual to be an impressive and memorable learning experience to all the candidates that receive the degrees from the lodges in your district. Do you assent? Brethren, you are now installed into your offices. Congratulations. I have a few things that I'd like to tell you a little bit about our plans for the year. One of the things that we're going to do with our district deputy grand masters is adopt a procedure or process that the district deputy grand lecturers are used to by having Grand Lodge regional officers. And our bottom 7 Grand Lodge officers, which are all the officers except for the deputy and myself, are going to be assigned to a region, and the district deputy grand masters will work with that Grand Lodge officer to help coordinate their activities in that region to find out any common good things to happen or any bad things that might happen, so that we can get a better handle and work more closely with those officers so they can work more closely with the lodges in their districts. And that's just one of the first things that I want to mention that leads to the main topic of my talk. And a couple of you have, I'm sure, heard me talk about this. And it usually starts with a PowerPoint slide in big red letters that says, change. We fear change. I think one of the things Masonry dislikes the most is change. How many Masons does it take to change a light bulb? Masonry talks about change. Change is a universal law of mortality and the theme of every part of its page of its history. Where does that come from? It comes from our Masonic funeral memorial service. Why do we wait till the time of death to talk about change? Is it because we fear that change? But actually, Masonry talks about change much earlier. What come you here to do? And improve myself in Freemasonry. Improvement equals change. You cannot improve something without changing it. There's good change and there's bad change. There's unplanned change and there's planned change. If we do our planning correctly and we do it for what everyone wants to do for the betterment of our organization, we have good planned change, improvement. The ultimate test of a man's conscience may be his willingness to sacrifice something today for the future generations whose words of thanks will not be heard. It's a quote of Gaylord Nelson. Over the last 2 years at our area meetings, we have listened to your issues about Masonry, what you'd like to see done differently, what could be improved. We've had surveys online to help identify and rate those things of what people would like to see improved in our organization. And we've looked at those, where the number 1 rated response on those surveys was act like Masons. So what do we do to improve the way we do things so we all, as members, act like Masons? That's very difficult to define. So maybe we need to look at some of the other things lower on the list that might, if we do those better, help us act like Masons. So several of the items that were presented to us involved working better together in several areas. And in those areas, I would like to call the tent posts of what we're going to be doing this year. And those tent posts are excellence in communication, excellence in planning, and excellence in education. Excellence is better than just good. Our most worshipful brother Elmer Revelle gave us a Sunday worship service, and he mentioned a book by Jim Collins called Good to Great. And in that, he said, good is the enemy to great. Good often is not good enough. So sometimes we have to strive to be better than good, to be excellent. And in those three elements of communication, education, and planning, we need to look towards the future. Every time you're tempted to react in the same old way, ask if you want to be a prisoner of the past or a pioneer of the future. In communication, we need to be effective. Did anyone read my email about how to improve our communication? Was it that long, rambling email that stumbled from one barely coherent point to another? That must have been the one from someone else. Good, because I didn't read it. We need to effectively communicate to our members by developing technologies that will help us communicate more effectively and more cost effectively. The first step we've already taken. This summer we introduced a membership portal where each member can sign on to the Grand Lodge website and maintain their own contact information and select which way they would prefer to be contacted. As we move forward with the membership adding their data to that system, we're developing and going to be providing to the lodges the communications protocol. It's kind of a no one left behind communications method. Picking the methods that each member wants to be communicated by: email, automated voice, text, or ultimately postal mail. We'll work with systems to develop that the lodges, the secretary or other officers designated by the lodge, can communicate with their membership better through an automated management of the updated member contacts. Anyone that's managed an email list knows the hardest thing is to get those most current emails or contact numbers from people, as they seem to change all the time. It will be information based on the information is in the Grand Lodge membership system. The most cost-effective method will be used if the member does not specify a specific one. Excellence in education. One of the things we heard most in our listening sessions was we need to train our Masons better. We need to teach them what this fraternity means. As a past member of the Education Committee of the Grand Lodge, I know that that committee, through the years before I was on it and after, had done extensive work creating materials to educate our members that are sitting in the storeroom at Grand Lodge. The lodges never took advantage of them. It might be because of the small costs that we had to charge for paying for the printing. It may not be because they didn't know about them. But the problem and the fact of it is we've had materials, we just haven't effectively used them. This year we're going to help train the trainers to teach what's available, and then also use other methods to teach our brethren, including, which I think will probably be one of the most effective ways that we have, online training. We have already established a secure online education system and are in the final stages of development of education for the first 3 degrees and a complete leadership training course. That information will be released very shortly. The third tent post of this program is planning. We all know that planning is important, but we don't sometimes know how to do it, or take the time to do it, or do it completely. We want to take and help you establish a vision for what you want your lodges to be, what you want to do in this fraternity. It takes more than one person to do a vision as well, because if the master does it, that vision ends with his term. We want to help you work with all your officers to create that vision. A vision and plan takes many elements, from the management of your building, your finances, marketing or public relations of your organization, and membership. Then we want to help you figure out methods to measure that improvement as well. Brethren, the theme of this year is make a greater difference. And it's the emblem you'll see that we use to represent that is the square and compasses, not in the normal position, but the square laying on top of a greater than sign and the compasses laying on top of an equilateral triangle, or the Greek letter delta. Delta is often used in engineering and mathematics to mean difference. What we want to do is make a greater difference. Be great, not good. Achieve excellence. Do better than what you might have tried to do before. Oh, one more thing. 212 degrees, the extra degree. This is not a Masonic degree. As I've heard through my speech, you've heard a couple of quotes thrown in there, and here's one more. At 211 degrees, water is just simply hot. At 212 degrees, it boils. With boiling water comes steam, and steam can be used to run machines and do work, like a locomotive. It's just one extra degree that makes all the difference. I'm introducing a program of Personal Achievement Award called the 212 degree. And it's an award that you have to be nominated for by someone that already has that degree. And the first recipient of that degree is Worshipful Brother Randy Davis, who's in the back of the room back there. We're live casting this installation on the internet to our brethren that can't be here with us today. Randy's always gives the extra degree. He makes steam. He gets work done. He and others will get this honor recognized, and later will nominate more brethren who will in turn nominate more brethren who give that extra degree. Brethren, friends, find a way to make a difference, a greater difference. We all make a difference in our lives by the things we do, but let's do that one extra degree, that little bit more. And if you join with me in prayer for a moment, where you're at, I'd like to thank you and thank Him. Lord, we thank you for all the opportunities that we have in life. Opportunities to serve you, to do work, to use those resources that you give us. Please be with us as we leave this place until we meet here again. Let the God of love and grace delight to dwell with and bless us and give us peace. Amen. Thank you very much.
Good job, John. Did a good job.
Would you like to do that?
No.
Oh, okay. Brethren,
when we were notified that this barrack must be vacated and that we must be transferred to other barracks to make room for those who had somewhat grown in favor with the federal authorities and were known to the rest of us as two classes. One class was known as the Gentlemen of the White Apron, more familiarly as Freemasons, and the other as loyal men, that is, those who petitioned for the oath of allegiance to join the federal army to fight against their own blood kin and their already desolated homes. These favored loyal gentlemen were removed and located in a barracks which the authorities had us vacate. All the Freemasons were stored away in a barracks to themselves. They were as good Confederates as any of us, but were more highly favored on account of the order to which they belonged, as were any of us, and they received much better treatment at the hands of the officials in every particular than the remainder of us. I did not belong to that order then. Hence, I had to take the storm as it came, let it be heavy or light. Next slide, please. A discussion of Freemasonry in prison would not be complete without some mention of Masonic jewelry. Period sources that mention Masons as prisoners of war inevitably include a description of trinkets, charms, many of them made by soldier inmates, and many of them featuring Masonic emblems. All of these are from the war with the exception of the button at the lower right. Captain James M. Bosang of Company C, 4th Virginia, said this. He made soup bones. He made jewelry from soup bones, by the way, to earn money for food. After being captured at Spotsylvania, I found some Masonic friends from among my captors who started me on my way to a northern prison with a $5